I gave a hint in row 20 in Discord, but I don't think anybody took it, just realized it. If they did, they just don't say. Discord, but I don't think anybody took realized it.
After some time, Horace returns to the camp is all I see.
And you said a drunk person. I think there's only one other obviously drunk person.
Yeah, me.
At least formerly drunk person.
Yeah, I gotta talk to my brother from the same tribe.
That's right.
But we were drunk right now. Or we were asleep.
It's the best time to have deep conversations.
And then nobody remembers. What was that? I had Twitch up and I was having this great replay all the time. I had to turn it off.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Who, me?
No.
Sorry.
I was talking about something else. Okay, so. Alright, so everybody wakes up in the morning to the smell of not just a mild breakfast, but breakfast. I'm talking pancakes and sausages and bacon and waffles, if they could make waffles back then, fruits and vegetables and all kinds of drinks, orange juice and milk, and yes. There's even wine and ale.
Horace wakes up with a groan and slowly but steadily walks his way over to food to get rid of his hangover.
Castiel wakes up and just full of energy, feels pretty good, just kind of walks out. Where's the food?
And once again, that long table is just filled. There's only enough space left for people to eat. There's food all over it. And the women, Alita and Nissa and Jasmine and Luxana and Snow, they're all sitting at the table eating.
So you mean party number 2 is sitting together?
They left space for you all to sit next to them.
You know where Horace is going.
Alita, my love. How's the food?
Delicious.
It smells wonderful. I feel rejuvenated somehow, but I don't remember much about the evening's antics.
Yeah, what happened? I know I got drunk and then blacked out.
I was about to ask how much you two remembered about last night.
I remember jack shit.
I remember a little. I remember dancing naked, I think, or almost. I don't know. It's just kind of a dream.
There's a few close calls with the towel, but...
Oh, yeah, it was true. It was great. I haven't felt like that, I don't think, in any of my memory right now, but it was an interesting feeling. I liked it, and I smack Horace on the back.
You should
no,
be
too loud.
Should be pretty clean, too. I ended up having to teleport you into the river to shut you up.
That explains it. I dreamt I was underwater at some point, but again, it was all like a dream to me. But a wonderful experience. I wish I had more like that.
I really hope you don't.
Kane goes, I disagree. We shouldn't do that again. You're staying away from the alcohol.
Oh, that was good stuff, though. Really tasty.
cheater.
Well, now we know who's the worst drunk out of the two of us. I think. I don't know. I can't remember.
Don't feel bad, Horace. I haven't been able to remember past like 7 months ago.
Robin will kind of narrow his eyes at Cass. Are you really not hungover?
What's hangover?
You
I'll-
lucky bastard.
I'll cast dancing lights and put him right in front of his face.
Okay.
Don't do that. Right there.
Why are you throwing lights in my face?
Really? No,
Am
that's
I-
just
what,
not fair. I'll
Can you turn off
kill
the
the lights.
lights? Thank
But
you.
what should I feel like?
It is daylight. There is still the sun. It's a lot brighter than these little things.
I know it don't care. Extra light hurts.
Did you not all have such a great time last night and feel rejuvenated? Again, he hits Horace on the back.
Can
Right,
you
brother?
please stop? I feel like shit.
What's
I need
what's,
food.
what's wrong?
Going the fuck over, what you're not.
You feel bad, my brother.
Let me think about it. My head hurts. Sunlight hurts. I can't remember shit. I feel like I'm gonna throw up in this house soon. Of course, I don't feel great.
Castiel will reach over and look at me, brother. Go ahead, you can turn your head. It's fine. It won't hurt.
Probably will.
And then I'll take my hand and just touch him on the forehead. And cast Luster Restoration.
You got to restore that less.
None of you all better can't spell this shit either.
I'll cure him of his alcohol poison. How's that, Horace? Do you feel better, my brother?
Million times better. Now I can eat more without feeling like I'm about to throw up.
Yes, let's eat.
Yeah,
No.
Horace just eats.
So, Kane, you threw me in water? What's that?
No, I
Who did? Robin? Who put me in water?
did. I had to teleport you to the river so you would stop trying to flash everybody.
Well, you did well. I guess. I don't remember. But... Good job. And Cass just starts digging into his food. And as he's eating, he says, okay, so what are we going to do? Are we heading to town? Did someone say something about being closer than we thought? Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, we made a lot of time. We made a lot of distance yesterday. None of us are really quite sure how.
Well, it sounds like a good thing because we are in a rush. So just say fuck it.
I have to agree with Horace. We do need to make haste. I still do not know what this evil is going to be in the town, but I am sure that Anubis's words are correct. I can feel it.
Who?
Well,
I don't remember. Who was it that was talking to the Fae things?
That was Kane.
Okay. Did Kane share that with the rest of us?
Did Kane share that information?
Sorry, but you're gonna have to repeat that. I'm focused on stream stuff. What?
The information you got from the Fae about who we're traveling with, did you share that with us?
Yes, Kane would have done that. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he would have shared with the group.
So everyone knows amidst the conversation of breakfast, you all come to understand that you are at the foot of the mountains.
Babu, go ahead and check the trail, because we will be on our way as soon as we can. Let me know what you see.
Babu says, "Yes, master." He flies off.
I have
Well,
sent Babu
before
ahead.
well before we go, Castillo, I need to talk to you in private before we go. Just a
Oh,
quick conversation.
of course, my brother. Well, shall we go now?
Well, if we have nothing else to do and nobody has anything else to say,
Sure, go ahead.
Kane,
Ooh,
Starcaster, can I have one of those ales?
no.
I'm thirsty, brother.
Go drink water.
Okay, I will drink water. Alita, bring me an ale when you get a chance. Okay.
she's gonna bring you water. She's gonna bring you water.
So I guess we'll walk off.
Cool. So when we're away from the group and we got time to talk. So, Castillo, how much do you know about our tribe?
I remember very little about our tribe. Only what Alita has filled me in on. As I said, my
Has,
memory goes back 7 months.
has she told you anything about the class system of our tribe?
We have not had that conversation, Horace.
Hmm.
Maybe you can fill me in. I am very interested.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about the part I want to talk about. What do you think we call the lowest people, the lowest class in our tribe?
Slaves?
Yes.
Castiel looks a little confused.
So, can I ask you what's different from our tribe and the Duragar who has slaves?
Hmm. Interesting question, Horace.
Yeah, because right now I'm in a freaking storm of a debate in my head of are we any better or we somehow worse, or we're trying to figure out what's the difference between us and them.
So Horace, my brother, you'll have to help me with this. How did we teach, or how did we treat our slaves? I would like to think that we would treat them better than the Duragar and that they would work with us. We would not force them, but I have no memory.
No, we treat ours just like Durgar. We have them work endless hours to create structures without food or any kindness at all. And if they fall or do anything wrong, you put a whip to their back.
And did we take them as slaves out of battle? Or just enslave those we came across?
A little bit of both.
Hmm. Well, I
So,
understand rules of battle are one thing, but enslaving innocent people are another. I do agree.
so let me ask you, because I wasn't really low in the pecking order. My family had slaves, and I ain't seen nothing wrong with it. And then right now, I'm having a debate in my head of, am I just as bad as the Durgar or worse?
Maybe, Horace, my brother, that's why you are here. To make some realizations to bring back to our tribe. Maybe that's why I'm here. I do not know. To make
I don't
change is
know.
good.
Yes, but our gods, they allowed this for many years. You've been around a long time. You've been coming back multiple times.
I know, but unfortunately, I have no memories of those times yet. I am trying to regain them.
Yes, but let me ask you this: do you think our tribe is the only tribe that participate in this type of slavery?
From what I have seen since I have been awakened, and with all of you, my brothers, it seems like a common thing in battle. I don't know about enslaving the innocent. I would feel that would be wrong. I think Anubis guides me on that.
I've been traveling a while. I've seen other tribes. We're not the only ones. Honestly, I don't even think. I think humans, Drow, Durgar, most races at one point participated in this act. The elves and dwarves, I don't know how long they've been around. Probably longer than us. Probably stopped at a point because they saw it unfitting or useless. We as humans want power and want to be above others. We want to show that we are the best or the strongest. And slavery is just another way of doing that. If we want to try to stop that, it's going to be a very long time. And I don't even think I can fight that long. I'm still human. I'm going to die sooner or later. Unlike you, I don't get brought back.
We all have an end. That's why I work what Anubis has me do. To the evil and to the good. I help the good get to where they're going and bring the evil to justice. But I believe change can be made, and sometimes it must start small. And the little bit of time I remember, a small
Oh,
change can go a long way.
all right. And let me ask you one more thing. Who decides what's good and what's evil?
Another profound question, my brother. I did not know you were such a deep thinker.
My mother taught me to think at a young age.
I would say the gods and in our being, we know what is right and wrong, and we make a choice to follow right or wrong. And
But
sometimes
here's,
we follow the wrong path and say it is the right path, when deep down inside, somewhere, we know it is wrong.
but here's the thing. There are many pantheons. Some gods may say the things we are doing is evil, while others may say it's good. What I'm trying to get at is we may feel one thing is right, but in actuality, it might be the wrong thing. I'm trying to understand what other people think and how they feel, while at the same time protecting those that are dear to me. During that last, during when we were on that island, I realized something about myself. I used the gift of the primal spirit as a weapon and never tried to understand it. I was still thinking like I did when I was home. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to look down on others. I don't want to fall deep into a mindless rage where everything is an enemy and all must die. I want to understand myself as a man and myself as a beast. And when I say beast, I'm not talking about the gift I was given by Montu. I'm talking about the primal spirit that lives within me that I have yet to try to figure out or understand. Humans are not pure. The only pure thing I've seen thus far is nature, the wild. All living things have a chance to turn bad. No matter what we say or what we do, there is a chance I'm not trying to lose myself like I did. But I need help with that because I'm still just a man.
Well, Horace, it sounds like you are on the path that you seek already, and I would be happy to walk this path with you. I find my truth in death. I think nothing can be truer than death. It's something we all must face. And
And
to
I find war to bring bliss because that's how I was raised and that's how I saw the world. Even now, I see war as bliss. War is a battlefield of honor.
agreed, but you use this now in your mind for greater things than just your own satisfaction. You've come around to this way of thinking.
Yes.
Well,
And I
this is
think,
good.
yes, and I think most of the group don't really understand my way of thinking because I think Kane heard me speaking to myself and I asked my claim of Beast King or King of Beasts, one of the two. But he does not know the meaning behind those words, which I find hilarious.
I remember those words, the talk of those words, Horace. But if you're wanting to master yourself is to make the world better, to change our tribe, and to use your gifts.
I don't want to change my tribe. That's not my job. Unless Montu gives me that order or shows me, tells me otherwise, what I want to do right now is gain enough strength to be considered one of the strongest and claim my title as Beast King so people will know not to harm those dear to me. That is my meaning of Beast King. I'm king of man and beast, strong enough to fight off all.
So you don't want to take people under your rule. You just want to look out for people, correct?
Yes. Have you not seen me in combat? Most
I
things
have.
barely harm me. I am very tough when it comes to all things, except things that hurt the mind. I am meant
And
to
the heart,
protect.
big fellow.
I'm still dealing with that. Lasana's helping, but my job is to be a shield. My job is to take the hits that nobody else can't. But also, my job is to protect.
Well, then,
That
my
is why
brother,
I would consider myself as Beast King.
then do your best to protect. I will stand by you.
What I want from you, though, honestly, is if you see me turn to a point mentally in my rage, because it is very powerful. That is my weapon, is my rage. If you see me lose myself to that, kill me.
Only as a last resort, brother. If I cannot control it otherwise or help you,
Yes,
I
the
will.
reason I say,
I
the
will
reason I'm
honor
asking
your
you
request.
this, I'm asking you this because honestly, Kane may think he can kill me with range and stuff like that, but when it comes down to it, I will be able to suck most of his hits, and when I get close to him, I will not allow him to leave. I feel like me by myself could hold off most of you. I'm not being cocky or anything. The only person I would probably have a hard time with is the small one because he hurts the mind. He just doesn't. I don't think he fully comes to terms to how dangerous he truly is. To people like me, he's very dangerous. But to people who just likes to shoot, use magic, or all that just affects the body and nature. I am dangerous, and I do not want to become a danger to those I care for.
You are dangerous, my brother, but I've seen you only stand to protect. But I will keep your request if there is no other way. However, I have great confidence in you, in your
I
noble
don't.
search. I will watch over you. Do not worry.
Good, because you follow Anubis, our god, one of our gods, the god of death. That's why I'm leaving this to you.
Thank you for the trust, brother. Again, I will not do it unless it's the last resort, but I will be with you during your time. I think you're doing quite well, Horace. And I think your heart and your mind will lead you. And with those things, you could control what you want to.
Probably, but as of right now, I'm still struggling on what is truly good.
We can only go with what we best know in ourselves. I think we follow our gods, but deep down inside, as beings of the universe, we know the balance. We know good and evil. We can feel it somewhere inside. I have felt it in me trying to overtake me, and I do my best to suppress it because I recognize it. And it seems to me, brother, you recognize yours as well. We will be fine. I put my arm around him. We will be fine. Let us go eat. I will carry out your request if needed. Let's keep this between us, though.
Wasn't planning on telling anybody else besides Lasana. So yeah,
Very well. Shall we go back and eat? And maybe I
probably
can get
I'm
some of that
getting
ale.
hungry.
I don't know.
You yeah, probably if they're not looking, I'll pass you some. See, I don't know what they're talking about. I forgot everything that happened. I don't think you were that bad.
Ah, I thought that was great.
Yeah,
I've
just
never had that feeling before.
I wish I had your immunity to hangovers though. That's the only.
Ah, a gift from Anubis. But I shared that gift with you, so we're good. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And we will walk back.
All right. So everybody eats breakfast. The fabulous breakfast that the dwarf and Arwen the elf has laid out for you. This includes the breakfast is big enough to include all of the slaves that you rescued, all of the guards that are accompanying you. It's able to feed everybody. So it's quite large. So you guys do breakfast, and I assume you clean up if you want.
Oh fuck yeah! Horace's nose is too strong to not clean up. If anybody else is acting like they're not, Horace is just going to pick them up and throw them in the water. I don't need to smell you on this trip.
All right.
I'm gonna have to check to see if minor illusion can make. I don't think minor illusion can make smells. If so, it would be a hilarious prank to just play on Horace nonstop.
It cannot, but prestidigitation can.
Y'all are horrible.
And Robin comes through with the clinch. All right.
I will tie you to a tree and leave you there.
You have to know it's being done first.
Still need verbal. Still need verbal fools. I'm not stupid. I got that spell in another class.
You can whisper, get out of here.
No, all he has to do is be like, God, Horace, do you smell that? That's his verbal right there. Do you smell that?
He's also a bard. He could use his instrument.
Hey man, The horse is not trying to mess with y'all. So leave horse alone.
Alright, so as you guys are finishing breakfast, then the dwarf and the elf are cleaning up, and the halfling and the old man are helping. And you can hear the dwarf and the elf again. And they say, "It's your turn to do dishes." No, it's your turn. No, it's your turn. No, it's your turn. But this time, the elf gets the dwarf. And the elf says, they argue for a second, and then the elf says, "Yes, it's my turn." The dwarf says, "No, it's my turn." Crap!
Kane looks over at them, kind of astonished. Why don't you guys just normally end your arguments this way?
I'm gonna look at the two and go, given the I'm assuming magic used to create these fantastical meals, can't you just use something similar to just make the dishes clean?
They both stop, and they look at you, and you can hear Dolly in the background. She goes, "They don't think that way." And you guys can all watch as James just like puts his hand to his forehead and just like rubs his temples.
Hey, we got a face palm.
Yeah. Woo! We're doing pretty good. And then I'm going to turn and go, and considering the speed at which we must travel, I'm not knowledgeable about magic like the rest of you seem to be, but wouldn't something like that just make things better anyways because we'd be able to get on the road sooner?
They look at each other, and then they look at you, and then they look at each other, and they look at you, and they're like, "Fair enough." And you can see both of them raise their hand and go to snap, and they stare at each other like it's a contest, and then they both snap, and it all disappears.
I'm going to lean down to Robin and go, okay, they either did they just make them vanish, or do those plates not exist anymore?
I don't remember them carrying anything big enough to hold these plates, so I assume they were conjured.
Kane totally thinks it's a magic trick.
Kane walks up to
the
them and goes,
tablecloth, man. They just yanked the tablecloth. Swoosh.
Kane walks up to them and goes, 1, where'd it go? 2, can you bring it back?
So they both look at you, and they snap again. And the table reappears completely reset. No food, just plates and stuff.
Kane looks back at them and he goes, oh, you've got to teach me how to do that.
And they both snap again, and it disappears.
Where does it go?
Well, why don't we discuss this while we travel? I'm sure that they wouldn't mind the philosophical discussion such as that on the road.
Philosophical discussion. It's a fucking table, Jin.
Yeah, but where does it go? Does it even exist anymore? I don't know how
Jin,
magic works.
Stop, Jin.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard stories of people conjuring entire mansions. This is not that crazy.
So everybody gets started on the road, and you're traveling. And once again, it all starts back up again. The whole time you're traveling, you can hear the dwarf and the elf just back and forth.
At some point on the road, the dwarf looks like he's like a master smith, right?
Yes.
All right. At some point, I'm gonna like go back and politely kind of see if I can get his attention, and ask him to look at Hikari no Tsurugi, the katana blade of it, and ask him to check its condition, because I'm not an experienced smith, and a smith, like a true master smith, should be able to work with a magical weapon.
So, you're talking about that artifact you got, right?
Yes, my artifact swords.
So, he takes the weapon and he's holding it and he goes, "Oh, I don't know who this has to be dwarf make." The elf goes, "No, that's elven. It's clearly elven." They proceed to argue over who made the weapon. Because of how excellently made it is.
Well, I'm gonna bend down and be like, well, the blade it's one part of the set of Hikari no Tsurugi, the Blades of Light. Their legends tell a physical manifestation of Amaterasu's light to purge the darkness of the world.
They both look at each other, and then they look back at you, and at the same time, they say, "That explains it."
Like I was given the blades in a cave in the forest, and I've been trying my best to earn them still, but I just want to make sure that they don't need any repairs, because I have no clue how long they've been in that forest. They've been lost since legend. I mean,
so they pass the blade. They pass it back to you, and the dwarf looks at you and he says, "As long as you keep them clean, take good care of them, you'll never need to sharpen them. And you'll never need to repair them."
I'm just gonna nod. I'm gonna completely trust his judgment on this. I have no reason not to trust him. They've been nice to us, and he seems like a master smith. So I'll listen. I'll go ahead and sheathe the blade, and then just strike up just some general road conversation with them. If the two of them get back to arguing, I might excuse myself to go talk with the other two.
Okay. And they're talking about your swords and who they're from, and basically what all they can do.
Are they talking like they know about them?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
And after such, they get to talking about, after talking about what all it can do, they talk about its make again, and once again fall right back into the same back and forth that they've been doing. Dwarven, elven, dwarven, elven.
Yeah, at that point, I'll go ahead and politely excuse myself and move to talk with the others.
Yeah. As you move to talk to James,
Sorry.
the old man, and Dolly, the halfling female, James turns to you as you join them, and he says, "I was wondering how long that was going to last."
I'm gonna look at him and smile. And go, to be completely honest, it took them longer to start back up than I thought they would. Than I thought it would.
Yes, well, you had them talking about a weapon, a very ancient and very powerful weapon. There are times that they can have debates or talk about a subject without arguing, but not very often.
From that point, I'll just like kind of strike up general, polite conversation. Maybe talk about the places they've traveled, that kind of stuff.
Okay. And they will tell you about the very great places that they have traveled. James, the old man, actually talks about an island full of nothing but his children.
I'm gonna kind of give him this look of like, seriously, man? Like, how many kids do you got?
So he looks at you and he says, "Don't worry. I think one day you will understand." And he kind of gives you a soft pat of understanding.
Birds and the bees talk with an old man named James.
All right. Well, at this point, I'm going to assume that he is being kind of philosophical and existential, and just like, okay, and not literal. You know, perhaps he has achieved an enlightenment that I do not understand.
Okay. So, as you guys travel, Annie is kind of dancing around the group, and the elf keeps giving her like baskets, like woven baskets, full of nothing but flower petals. And she's dancing around the group, just throwing flower petals everywhere.
Yeah. After a few passes, I'm going to ask her if she'd like to run super fast.
She stops, and she looks at you, and she says, "What do you mean, super fast?"
I'm like, here, get on my back. And I'm going to bend down so she can get onto my back.
Okay.
To run super fast. Once she's on, she said again.
And she looks at you, and she says,
Oh, Cass is on the stream.
Oh, I'm off.
So she'll climb onto your back.
All right. I'm going to tell her, make sure, all right, now hold on super tight.
She hangs on as tight as she can.
And I'm going to, full dash, full movement in a big circle, like the same path she's been skipping, but at full blast.
Okay.
At my speed, which is at my speed, I'm moving like at a full dash. I'm at like 50 miles an hour.
Will you do what, 50 feet per 6 seconds?
55 feet per 2 seconds, technically, because your movement is only about 2 seconds of your turn.
Okay, so 55 feet every 2 seconds, I would say that would work. So you take off like a bat at a hill, and she goes, and giggles. Just giggles. She is loving it.
So I'm just gonna, run through like that using my enhanced monk movement to, jump about and, jump crazy and slow fall down, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's like the world's first roller coaster.
And she's having a blast.
I'll do that until, you know, either she wants to do something else or I get exhausted, which probably will take a while, but still.
Okay. Kane, is there anything you wanted to say to Arwen and Nadarum? Nadarum
Yes.
the dwarf?
Yes.
Okay.
In order to stop the very annoying bickering between the two, Kane asks them both, do either of you scout much?
They both stop arguing and look at you. And Arwen says, Yeah, I do a little bit of that. Usually in the forest. And you can see the dwarf, like, hang his head a little bit and shake his head. And he goes, You didn't know where we were. He says, I knew exactly where we were. We were in the forest.
Good job, Kane.
Kane shakes his head. All right. Arwen, you want to scout with me?
He says, Sure, of course I can. And he kind of gives Nadarum like this he asked me kind of look. And walks off with you.
In this case, Kane is bouncing from treetop to treetop, getting ahead of the group.
Okay.
Careful alone with him.
Yeah, look, he was willingly taking off his shirt earlier with Cass. This is why I'm in a treetop. I'm like, I mean, if he can follow me, that's great, but
You are hopping from tree to tree to tree to tree, and you know that you are moving much faster than a person walking could be. However, when you look down, you notice that he is still walking on the ground and he is beneath you.
Kane just kind of, what? he drops in from the tree right in front of Arwen, and he goes, even the fastest purpose, wow, porpoise, fastest porpoise in our group.
Nice.
Even the fastest person in our group, even the fastest person in our group has to run at full speed on the ground to keep up with me in the treetops. Though he's normally bouncing around with me, how are you able to walk and keep up? Do you power walk every morning?
So he gets this knowing smile on his face and he just pats you on the shoulder and he says, All good things to come. All good things to come. And he just kind of keeps walking.
Is he like Sonic walking?
Nope. He is just, it looks, to you, it looks like he's just taking a leisurely stroll. He's just strolling through the woods.
Kane is like, what the hell?
The dude totally just looked at you and basically said, Kane, I don't want to lie to you, and walked off.
Kane catches up with him and goes, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh.
He lays his arm in a kind of buddy pal kind of way across your shoulders, and he says, "One of these days, you will learn how to do precisely what I am doing. Until that moment in time, just focus on what you're doing." And he once again pats you on the shoulder and walks off.
Kane is aghast. He has no idea what the fuck just happened.
You just got the sympathy pat, dog.
Yeah. But because Nyx trusts him, Kane just kind of shrugs and starts bouncing from tree to tree again, keeping an eye out for any baddies or really good people that haven't looked like they're part of the group yet. Since the last ones that joined seem so much fun.
So you make it about a mile or two away from the group before Arwen says, "We should probably make our way back now. The group might wonder where we've gotten off to."
Kane looks back at Arwen and he says, "I mean, you're welcome to head back if you want to, but I'm fairly sure that the group is comfortable with me being quite far ahead of them."
He says, "Okay, if that is your wish," and he returns to join the party.
So does he like turn around and speed walk his way back there or some shit? Like,
Nope. Once again, it just looks like he's walking.
2 seconds later, hi guys, I'm back. Like, alright. Kane remains just a mile ahead of everybody else.
All right.
At least you hope it's a mile.
Castiel asks Babu, "What have you seen so far?"
Babu says, "Master, I didn't know you walked so fast."
What do you mean, Babu?
He says, "A few miles ahead. A few miles, like 5 miles ahead. There's a dwarven place."
A dwarven place.
"A dwarven place, master."
Interesting, Babu. I'll relay this. Just keep reporting back.
Okay.
And Castiel tell the group. Babu says about 5 miles ahead there is a dwarven place.
So Jen will look at him and go, 5 miles ahead of Dwarven. Like, we've been heading south, correct?
That is correct, Jinsoku.
In my talks with Auric, the only dwarven city in this direction would be Fireforge, I believe is what he told me the name is. But that's should still be a long way off.
Look,
I mean,
do you really think that's odd now after we just moved so far the first trip? Like really? Are you really surprised? I've just been going along with this whole thing because I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I just accepted it.
So we are close, Jinsoku. How, I do not know, but we are close.
we're gonna owe these strangers a debt if they're getting us here this quickly.
Or maybe that's what they want, is to have us in their debt. Have you thought of that, Jinsoku?
Or they could be friends with that fairy dragon we met. They could be his friends. Their friends. I remember it was a he.
This is true. The Arwen did say that he knew Sobek.
We will see.
I mean, you could always ask Arwen if he could strip search him again.
No need. I already did that.
Technically,
Anyway, he
tried,
seems
but
to
never
like
succeeded.
Kane.
Oh man, not even there to defend yourself.
Maybe Kane could get more information from Arwen.
You
So-
see, I'm not gonna say anything.
Babu, find Kane Starcaster for me, please.
He says, "Yes, master," and he flies around looking for Kane. After probably about 10 minutes, he finds Kane, and he says, "I found him, master."
Would you ask him if he could get more information from this Arwen? Tell him we are close to Dwarven City.
He translates the message to Kane.
And goes, "What's up, little buddy?" No, I know that we're close to Fireforge. And Arwen, get more information from. God damn it, Castiel.
And he translates this message to Castiel.
Babu, ask Kane Starcaster why he wants to damn me to Anubis.
Babu asks Kane.
Boo. I understand this might be frustrating for you translating back and forth. You can let him know that if Arwen needs to tell me something, he'll just tell me. And it's a figure of speech.
Oh, I'll pick it up so you don't have to keep going back and forth. A figure of speech. Understand, Babu. Tell Kane Starcaster I will tell Arwen he is looking for him. Thank you, Babu.
Kane looks at Babu and he goes, okay. He should be on his way back.
So I'll look for Arwen.
Okay. About that time, he steps through the line of trees and he says, "Yeah, we're not too far from Fireforge Citadel."
Yes, I found that out. Not sure how we did that, but I think Kane Starcaster wants to talk to you. You two are friends. Yes?
Arwen looks at you and he says, "Of course we're friends."
Okay. My friend Babu said he was looking for you. He's in the woods somewhere. He does that a lot.
Yes, he does.
Jinsoku is going to look at Arwen and go, "I'm going to caution you, my friend. If you're going to go traveling through the woods with Kane, be careful that he doesn't fondle any trees."
Oh, yes, that's right, Jinsoku. Very funny. Yes, he likes to.
It tends
Tree
to
hug.
bring out nymphs.
Oh, yes. Shh, don't talk about that in front of Alita, Jinsoku.
I'm not the one talking about it. You're the one talking about it.
When
you
that
should
shower-
be-
Ratted yourself out.
You should be open about your history with all your partners. You don't know what kind of diseases that nymph had.
Arwen says, "Oh yes, the nymphs," and then he turns around and walks off.
5 seconds later, he's there.
Alita comes up behind Castiel and says, "Nymphs? What nymphs?"
Oh, it was a terrible experience. We were attacked by these female wooden creatures.
Jinsoku's going to turn and look and go, "You mean the thing that you were bragging to me and Nissa about the next morning?"
Jinsoku, you a funny man.
What?
And he just gives
Hilarious.
him, Castiel gives him the look like, go away.
I mean, it did sound like she knocked you on your back.
Oh, she did that. It was terrible. I was just totally taken advantage of, and female
You heard-
wood person handled. I don't know. It was strange, but we'll talk about this later, my love.
We heard lightning and thunder. Are you okay? No.
I'm not sure if that should be a persuasion check or a deception check.
Probably.
I feel like it's both. It's both.
Roll straight up charisma.
Right?
Do you want to roll?
Yes, I want to roll.
What are we going to roll? What do you want?
Horace
Just,
makes a deception check too.
we'll just do a charisma check. 'Cause I don't know. 18.
Oh my god.
Or he's never been good at lying. He's never been
Horace's
good at
entire
lying.
head is just red.
What? No, you can't see his red face under that beard and hair.
My love, Alita, we will speak of this later. No need to worry yourself. Those wooden ladies will never attack again. I will protect you.
Look at that night.
She buys it for now.
I think that you're the one that needs protecting, Castiel.
From the wooden ladies, yes, I do, Jinsoku. So you protect me from them, right?
Sure.
There you go, Alita. Jinsoku is my bodyguard now.
Luxana moves up to Horace and she says, "Did nymphs really attack you guys?"
I'm gonna turn and go. I absolutely not. I was not attacked by nymphs in any way.
Yeah. Horace says, nymphs attacks. It's very,
Castiel say, yes, Jinsoku ran fast. He escaped.
So Luxana's gonna look over at Jin and she's gonna look at Horace and she's gonna go, "So they didn't attack?"
I mean, there was
They
there was
definitely
an
attacked me later.
encounter.
Yes,
They were,
Kane caused this
they were
encounter.
certainly aggressive.
And physical. It was terrible.
Yes, very physical.
Yes, Kane followed the tree, and then at night when we were all sleeping, Nils came and assaulted us. He's saying this while looking away, like into the sky, like, that's a nice cloud.
I want to point out that this entire time you're making it seem like Kane is the biggest fucking Fae player.
Yeah.
Well, man, you fondle trees and nymphs show up. Well, what else are we supposed to think?
How to summon a nymph.
Follow a tree.
Oh, what nice bark you have.
We're gonna go through Kane's. We're gonna go through Kane's things one day and find a book titled "Bark Love."
Oh no.
Oh my god! One of us needs
yeah.
to become a writer. Bard, get us on this. We need that book for real.
I'm actually glad that you came up with the title for that book for me.
Oh no.
Bark Love. I'll put it in the chat.
Or bark and bite.
Okay, enough of this talk of being attacked by wood ladies. Let us move on. We have things to do. Right, Horace?
Thank you. Yes, we got things to do. Let's go. We got things to do, people to save, the big thing. Yes. Horace is still looking up in the sky like, oh, that's a nice cloud. Not looking down at people.
I'm going to look up at the clouds. Horace is looking up at. I'm like, hey, that kind of looks like one of the nymphs there, doesn't it?
Jinsoku, how you know? You ran. You said they did not attack you. Go away.
Go away, Jinsoku.
That Jinsoku's just, I'm just going to bust out laughing and walk off.
Oh, that's his way of showing horror. He laughs like that. Yes.
Alright.
How you know we're from the same tribe. That's how you know we're from the same tribe.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, Arwen has caught up with Kane. And Arwen says, "Kane, I just left, You send word you want to speak to me again? What do you wish to speak to me about?
Kane turns around and goes, "How do you best kill Castiel? How do you kill something that just won't fucking die?"
You tell his wife that he's him.
He's a nymph pimp.
So, he looks at you and he says, well, you probably, why do you want to know?
He looks and he goes, "It was a joke. I don't actually want to kill him."
Oh, that's a relief. Anubis would be very upset.
Kane says, "Well, I'm not very much concerned with the matters of gods. They do what they want. Not like I can stop them."
True enough. What did you want to speak with me?
No, but we're speaking anyway.
Is Kane blushing now?
No, what the fuck?
I was just out of character question. Sorry.
um, Kane looks to Arwen and he says, "Look, I'm going to take an assumption and say that Castiel is trying to get us together as a couple. Now, you're charming and all, but I'd rather swing to a wall."
You bit the tree.
So, he says, well, as attractive as you are, I don't believe that that you would currently fit in very well where I live.
Where exactly do you live? I've been almost everywhere on this continent. I don't know where it's at.
One day I will take you to see where I live, but not today. Not today. He says, Fireforge is this way, and he points to a very large tunnel.
Interesting. Well, to be completely fair, you're probably the most helpful elf besides Conal that I've met and talked to.
He says, I think we should wait here for the others.
Whatever. Sounds fine to me.
So they wait at the opening to the tunnel, and after probably another hour or so, the rest of you show up at the opening to this tunnel, and Arwen says, the Dwarven Citadel is down there. And the dwarf says, yes, if you go down there, you will see the tunnel. You will see it. He says it has guard houses, and a large bridge stone to let you in. Can't miss it. Down there. And go ahead.
I was gonna say Jinsoku's gonna look. He's like, aren't you coming with us?
I believe this is where our paths diverge.
Oh, well, I'm saddened to see is all four of you are departing from us here.
Yes.
I'm sad to see the four of you go. I've enjoyed your company. It was a pleasure to meet all of you. If ever you need any assistance, do not hesitate to seek me out. And I like to think that I could do the same with all of you. I could consider you friends and allies.
Of course. Anytime you need us, you just call upon us.
If you ever need a big bear, I'm here.
Kane goes, how exactly do we call upon you?
That's exactly what I was about to ask, Kane, my friend.
So, they each have a necklace. Each of them removes their necklace and pass them to you.
Any specific order of who gets what, or does it really matter?
Whoever accepts the necklace is who gets it.
I'll take the whichever necklace is offered to me first. I'll take.
Same with Kane.
Okay, Kane, Arwen offers you his. Jinsoku, you get the cane for Morden. Or the symbol is Morden. It's Morden's symbol.
Okay, so that necklace that's like the symbol of Morden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would recognize that from our time in time with the dwarves. So okay.
Mm-hmm. Dolly passes her symbol to Robin, and Robin would recognize it. It's the symbol of Yandala.
Okay.
And the old man passes his symbol to Horus.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And
Horus.
the symbol looks, it's a golden pendant with a golden dragon on it.
Horus would just say thank you.
Kane looks over to Arwen and he says, I'm unfortunately already wearing a necklace.
Jinsoku's just going to add that necklace to the one he's already wearing. He can wear more than one.
That's against that is a bad fashion statement.
2 chains.
I don't care. It all goes underneath my clothing, anyways.
Yeah, Jizoku a G, man. He gotta have his bling on. Don't knock his that.
Kane watches Jin do this and he goes, fuck it.
Robin takes the necklace and says, thank you, but are these meant to let us contact you in some way?
Yes, if you ever need our help for any reason, you may use the pendants.
Okay, he'll kind of turn in his hand. Is there like an instruction manual or something?
So
you
as you
give
guys are looking at the pendants, Castiel, roll a perception check.
All right.
The only one who didn't get a pendant is about to get all 5 in one, all 4 in one.
That one, I knew nothing. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit it twice.
So as everybody is looking at the pendants, you're kind of distracted because they're looking at their pendants and you want to see them all. You're like, ooh, those are pretty. And by the time you guys all look up, they're gone.
Where did those funny fellows go?
Sitting on the ground where they once stood is a small wooden chest.
Kane looks over to the other guys and goes, did all 4 of them just turn into a chest?
No, I think they just disappeared and left the chest. That's my hypothesis.
I'm
Okay,
gonna.
but did anyone
I hate
see
to agree
them
with Horace,
carrying a
but that
chest?
seems more logically.
I looked up and they
Wait,
were
why would you
gone.
hate to agree with? Wait, hold on. Why would you hate to agree with me? Like I said, something stupid.
King looks at Horse and goes, "Does it look
Well,
like
I
they
mean,
were
you didn't say
carrying
anything
a chest?"
stupid now. That's why I agreed with you.
I have yet to say anything stupid.
How much do you remember of last night?
Kane goes to open the chest.
All right.
I hate you, you bastard.
All right. So inside the chest, there is a note. The note says, "Thank you for all of your hard work. Please continue on the very gracious path that you are on. Perhaps some of this will help you along your journey. James." And it's the handwriting is very fluid, very bold, very elegant, very elegant. Inside the chest, there is 508 gold.
I'm adding it to party loot, unless anyone wants to take it solo, but I don't recommend that.
No, that's fine. Part of it.
There's 702 silver pieces and 103 copper pieces.
Okay.
There is also five emeralds worth 1,000 gold pieces. 5 rubies worth 1,000 gold pieces. 3 diamonds worth 1,000 gold pieces. And 10, what was it? What was that? Sapphires. 10 sapphires worth 1,000 gold pieces each.
Castiel will say, Kane Starcaster, may I hold on to those diamonds? I could use them maybe in the future.
Kane hands them over to you.
Thank you.
That is not all that is in the chest.
Give me 1 second to add this stuff in, please.
You're good. The next stuff is different.
Okay.
There's another
good.
100 slaves in the church.
No. There is also...
Wait, so this is not party loot stuff?
What I'm giving out now is not party loot.
Okay.
That was. This is not.
Sweet.
This is also in the chest.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Does it have a special reaction when somebody gets close to it?
No.
Or like, oh, damn.
And this is in the chest.
Oh. May I see that book?
Kane pays no mind to the sword as he doesn't use them. But
I do.
you're gonna have to come over here and get it.
I am.
Picks up the book and he turns around and he hands it to Cass.
Let me look at this.
I think Horace came a little.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Ah,
Now there's 2 swords in the party.
this book. It is a gift from Anubis. Yeah, Castiel, just start going through it.
Okay.
Horse is awestruck by this blade. He's so happy.
Oh Jesus! Does that vicious critical include the savage crit damage, or is that just extra?
He doesn't
That could-
have savage attacks.
Well, he's
Is-
a barbarian.
is that
He gets savage criticals.
He gets brutal
That's right.
critical.
Or brutal criticals. There you
Yeah.
go. I was thinking that.
Yeah. This is different from brutal critical. It's vicious critical.
Yes.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
that's times 3 damage. Oh, okay. I'm
Oh my
recklessly
God.
everything.
Now, I was
I'm
just
a
wondering if
reckless
the brutal critical die get tripled too, because that's a lot of damage.
I believe that only multiplies weapon damage.
Yes, it's only weapon damage.
That's fine. I don't care. Oh my god.
Just making that
Castiel.
clear now, it is only weapon damage.
Castiel looked to Horace and say, "My brother, why are you crying?
He
That is a beautiful blade."
Oh my god.
Which god are you calling on? Montu or Anubis?
Montu. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening over me. It's just so happy.
Brothers, may I hold on to this book?
It seems fitting.
Very well.
There's
Yeah.
only 2 of us here in this group that actively read books.
Yeah.
Hey,
and this
I
one seems a
read.
little
I
too-
don't. I
This one
read.
seems a little
What?
dark and edgy for me.
Opens it up and it's Bark Love.
Now remember, we're all still tier 1 with our artifacts.
Until next
I know.
level.
Not necessarily. It depends on the artifact's attitude towards us, man. Artifacts are totally different.
Oh yeah, you're so right, man. I hope my artifact doesn't fucking hate me. That would suck.
Okay.
So does this count as a great sword?
Yes.
Or what? Okay.
Yes, essentially yes.
So a crit with that thing is 7d6 for you right now.
Yes.
Wait, so is it ×3 critical die, or is it ×3 to the damage?
Weapon damage times
Just
3 instead of
weapon
times
damage.
2. Yeah, instead of rolling 4d6 on a crit, he rolls 66 on a crit for his weapon. Then he gets his brutal critical dice.
Which I don't get. Wait, do I got that now?
You have 1, I think.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I know something. I feel like we're about to get into a big battle now.
What? This definitely isn't foreshadowing. What do you?
Foreshadowing, what's that?
right?
Fireforge? That doesn't exist anymore. There's orcs.
All right. So
I'm curious as to how they had access to these items.
I'm trying to figure out how the fucking chest appeared as they disappeared.
That's
Really?
less
That's what
surprising
you're
than
hung
the
up on?
items. Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, that's not surprising. The items in the chest is what I'm hung up on.
Can I, like, incite the objects?
of course.
Totally doing it.
It's a chest.
That's the sword, that's the book, and that's the chest.
It's all 100% real.
Kane looks over at Jin and he goes, I thought it was weird. I thought I was imagining things. It's real.
Jen's gonna slap him. Whack.
Kane slaps him back.
Did that hurt? Ask him, did that hurt?
I think so. Hold on, let me roll
You're
the con
awake.
check. Just in game, Kane rolls a dice. Yeah, it hurt.
All right. So, you guys make your way down into the tunnel and into Fireforge Citadel.
I'll move my necklace that marks me as an ally and friend of the dwarves so that it's outside of my clothing so it can be seen.
Okay.
Kane's just gonna present both necklaces. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I can move the symbol of Morin out too. That's not a bad idea.
Okay. As you guys enter Fireforge Citadel, your symbol of Moradin, you can see, draws a lot of attention. As you walk through Fireforge Citadel.
After a little bit, I'll probably stop one of the guards or somebody that seems to really be looking at it and see if there's anything wrong with me wearing it. I don't want to offend anybody.
So, the person that you stop, we'll say it's a guard, and he says, "No, you're not offending anyone. It's just, you're not a dwarf." And
I'm like, oh, well,
that's not
I'll
just
do it.
any ordinary symbol of Moradin.
Well, it was given to me by a friend and traveler. I've been traveling with him for a few days. He left us just before we arrived here. Nidoram.
And he gives you this. He gives you this look of, what did you say?
I'm like, yeah, his name was Nidoram. He was a male dwarf, fairly kind of large for a dwarf.
So he says, he buddies up to you and he says, "You know Nidoram is backward for Moradin, right?"
What?
He says Nidoram is Moradin spelled backwards.
I didn't even think about that. I'm not familiar with the religion itself.
He says, this dwarf, what did he look like?
So I'll describe him. And like he was also with 3 other travelers: a elven male, Arwen, him and Nidoram argued all the time
And
over
yeah,
rather mundane things.
the more you talk, the more he gets this expression of, who the fuck are you?
Were we still all around him when he's speaking?
As far as
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, Kane pops up from behind Jin and goes, "Why are you making that face?"
He says, none of you know. None of
You
you
know
No.
what?
know?
We just came
No.
from the island that was being overran by the Durgar. We rescued the slaves, and I motioned back to all the people, and we're trying to return to Halfling Home. Our friend and priest of Anubis received a message from his god saying that Halfling Home was in imminent danger.
So we're on our way back to Halfling Home, and we were just led here by, well, I'm assuming Arwen and his group.
So the dwarf guard shakes his head and he says, none of you understand who you just spoke to.
No, we have no fucking idea. Like, I
I
just
will
went
say
with
that
it.
we covered. I will say we covered like 1,500 miles in just 2 days.
Kane looks at him and goes, "Didn't we just speak to you?"
He says, you traveled with Moradin and the elven god, if I can remember his, Corlon.
What? Why would gods travel with us? We're just mortals.
You did a great deed.
I'm insight checking him.
He's telling you the truth.
I was gonna say I'm gonna insight check it myself, but
Hey,
you beat me
Yes,
to it.
he's
Can't
telling
do
the
better.
truth either way to you.
Yeah, because aren't we all having our
speaks up
symbols out?
and says the gods they bless us this day.
Kane.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they did leave us things. I showed my nice, loving, beautiful gray sword.
He says, it is not surprising that they would leave you such odd trinkets. They are great travelers. All of them.
Castiel just keeps his nose in the book. He's just so enthused and like a little kid at Christmas.
And be like, so, in other words, the gods have blessed our journey.
Yes.
I'm going to turn and go, this has got to be a good thing.
Kane nods at Jin and he looks back at the dwarf and he says, "Okay, if those two are Moradin and Corlon, what are the other two?
Yeah, I
Dolly
showed my
and
symbol that James gave me.
James. Dolly and James.
So the dwarf
And
looks at it and he says, you met him?
Yeah, he gave me the symbol.
yes,
He
didn't I
says-
just say we met James?
An old
He says-
man with 7 canaries?
He says, yes, you just met Bahamut.
Okay. Okay.
Kane
Out of
looks back
character.
at him and goes, "What the fuck are you on about?"
I have no clue who that is. Baha who?
Yeah, I'm more religion as well because I'm red.
Okay.
Out of character. Sounds like Bahamas to
I
me.
don't know. I don't know.
So the
Okay.
dwarf says, Bahamut. Kane. You know who he is.
Hi.
So Bahamut is basically the god of dragons. And he is also the father of dragons.
Kane turns around to Jin and he goes, "Jin,
Wait.
actually-
So, quick question. I'm trying to remember names because I'm not good with them names. Robin,
Dolly?
do you show your symbol? Yeah. Does Robin show his symbol? Did Robin just meet his god? Please say yes.
No.
By this time, I'm sure Robin has worked out that the woman he was talking to is actually Yandala.
Mm-hmm.
Kane looks
Who
back
is
over
not
at Jin.
Robin's god, because Robin is not religious, but
Yeah.
he knows that she exists.
He does know she exists.
Kane says that actually makes a lot more sense than I thought it would.
See, that's why I just went along with it, because now my head's gonna be hurting thinking about this now.
He says, so the dwarf says, come this way, please, this way. And he leads you through Fireforge Citadel to a very stately inn. At least for dwarven standards. And he walks in with you and he calls for the innkeeper.
Just out of curiosity, how many of us speak Dwarvish?
I do.
I still do not. I'm the I still
Castiel
do not.
does.
Cass, Jin, Kane, Horace doesn't. Robin?
Robin does.
I'm the
Everybody
odd
but
man out.
Horace.
Have you been learning?
I always
Yeah.
feel like it because everybody's speaking Dorish and like I'm meeting a lot of doors.
Well, no, you were learning Sylvan, I think.
Was I? No, I was learning some
Yeah.
language. I was learning the wrong language then.
Okay,
Damn it.
so
Yeah, man.
you all understand when the dwarf looks at the other dwarf and he says, we need to put these people up in the finest rooms that you have. The other dwarf says, well, they have to pay the cost, and the other dwarf points to Jinsoku and the emblem on his chest. And the dwarf behind the counter goes, he looks at it, he looks at Jin, and he looks at the other dwarf, and he says, okay. And he simply starts handing keys.
Kane looks at the man behind the desk and he goes, how much is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say Jinsoku's like, oh, how much are the rooms?
He says, no charge, no charge, no charge, no charge.
Is there a board behind him that shows how much the rooms are?
Nope.
Or something like that? Fuck!
I'm looking like, this is your livelihood, my friend. I would not expect anything for free that you have to work at. That would not sit well with me.
He says, this is an honor. It is not often we get people of your stature.
Kane looks at him and says, look, although I can appreciate it, I'm still going to pay. And before he can even respond, Kane lays down 100 gold and walks away.
Castiel, just with his nose in the book, thanks to Key and says, thank you, which way?
And he tells you all directions.
Castiel will just follow reading his book.
Kane looks at Jin and goes, do you think 100 gold covered it? Should have put more down.
I'd have to assume that would cover. I'm not really sure what the pricings are in this city.
All right, guys, let's just go. Things to do, rest needed. Because I feel like we're going to have to go. It's going to be a drain tomorrow. Or whenever we decide to leave. Most likely tomorrow.
Once I get to the room, I want to see if Nissa can use Druidcraft to... I'm sure that there's some kind of wooden furniture. If this is a really fancy inn, even though it's dwarven, they probably have some wooden furniture because that would be fancy for them.
Yeah.
can she use Druidcraft to basically grow out a large enough block of bit of wood from the wooden furniture that I could carve like a really nice, decent size symbol of Morden for the innkeeper as some form of payment?
Yeah, of course.
And I want to work on that.
Okay, she can do that.
When Kane gets to his room, he prays to Coralon. It's the first time he's ever done that. It feels weird saying it for that character, but he does.
Okay. Very nice. The pendant around your neck, as you pray, glows a little bit. And then as you finish praying, the glow kind of ebbs away. And you feel like a burden has been lightened.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
You must insight everything.
Oh my fucking god.
You have no clue.
I would like to point out it's probably a good thing that the note was left by James instead of Coralon, because if it was Coralon, it would be signed like XO, hugs and kisses, hearts, Coralon.
XOXO, I love you, Castiel.
You know something? I just thought of this. Me and Castiel can say we tried to drink. I drink a god. I said tried. We didn't even do it well.
Y'all failed miserably. It was fun to watch,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but we can say we tried.
Oh,
Yes, that's right.
Well, how about we stop being so scared of losing?
what does that sound?
Obviously, someone talking about being scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
talking about not being scared. Come on.
all right.
So I'm going to spend most of the night with Nissa's help, because I've been teaching her how to do the whole woodworking stuff.
Yep.
Trying to carve that a really nice thing to Morden, and I'll probably also enlist some help from Kane to inlay some gold and silver detailing.
Okay.
Yeah, Kane would help you, and since apparently there's been a burden lifted, he'd probably seem a bit happier.
Horace will train with his new sword. Oh my god. With his new sword for a while, and then this is what he and Castiel talked about.
Okay. So you guys kind of go around and do your thing. I'm sure Castiel goes to his room and is just completely still entrenched in his book. So,
Yes, that is true.
so, you guys, do your downtime, little bit of downtime stuff, and after a few hours, you guys kind of go to sleep, and when you wake up, everybody roll me perception checks.
We're surrounded by orcs.
We are orcs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so those of you that got over a 10
Oh, poor Jen.
can hear
Distracted.
the whispering and the murmurs about your group, like from windows and through doors and stuff like that. So I guess there wouldn't be so much whispering, they're talking. However, the first time any of you try to walk out your door, you almost trip over the amount of stuff that is in front of your door.
Yeah, Kane would be the first one out the door. Then it would probably be between Jin and Boris.
I'm gonna say
There's
he's one of the first up. So
there's, for lack of a better term, offerings.
I knew it.
Fresh fruit and, you know, tabs of metal, just blank tabs of metal for you guys to have. And it's not the cheap metal, it's the expensive shit.
Like
Ooh, shit.
mithril? Or do I have to roll Smith's check to know what it is?
No, they wouldn't have mithril. But you're talking like adamantine.
What the hell?
that's
my
even more
God.
valuable.
Yeah, you're talking adamantine, you're talking fire forged steel, blood steel, and it's in a basket. And they're like coins of just blank metal. They're probably about a half-inch thick and probably about an inch in diameter.
All right, I feel incredibly uncomfortable accepting anything like this. These offerings aren't to these offerings are to their deity, not to us directly. I don't.
Yeah.
They're
I
outside
will take the offerings
our
and then
rooms?
I'm gonna. So
Okay.
I'll take the offerings that are in front of my room and I'm gonna head to the temple and offer them to Morden.
Kane's gonna take the offerings that he has, and he's gonna search for a lost and found and put them in.
Horace is gonna pray to. Horace is gonna pray for once to Muhammad asks, "Is it okay to keep this?" I'm like, ask the guys like, "Is it okay?" 'Cause I don't know.
I'm straight up not gonna keep it. Like to me, that just seems wrong.
That's why you
No,
asked the
he's-
guys who it was given to.
Kane is
So,
actually gonna hand it out to people in the street. Since he
as a
doesn't need it.
response, Horace, Bahamut you can kind of feel a presence, and it kind of pats you on the shoulder and then dissipates.
Cool. Horace is gonna put the precious metals, eat the fruit, put the precious metals in a bag, and eat the fruit, and then say, "Fuck it." He said, "It's all right. It's all right."
Also, for each of you, since you didn't let me finish,
Never. We don't need any more stuff.
I was quiet.
there are baskets. There's not baskets there, but there is a basket of gems. Like, and they range from common gems to precious gems.
A basket for each of us, or just one basket?
A basket for each of you, but it's not a very big basket.
Oh, what the fuck?
Castiel
Haven't
would
used
look
her,
for
guys.
diamonds.
There are diamonds.
I just put them in the bag and say, "Fuck it, that's mine as well." He said it was okay.
So, Castiel, your basket has eight diamonds that are worth a minimum of 500 each.
Okie dokie. Castiel will take the diamonds and kind of step over the stuff and grab a piece of fruit and walk down to the main area.
Still reading?
It also has like agate and like garnets and emeralds and aquamarine and red and blue spindles and things like that.
Sounds good.
When
Kane-
Robin
Sorry.
when Robin opens his door and sees all the stuff, if anybody's around, they can hear him sigh audibly and say to himself, "Oh, this has to stop." And he's gonna pick up the stuff and head toward what seems to be the source of the most of the whispers that he can hear. Like try to find the largest crowd of people nearby.
When you get
Okay.
when you get the chance, can you tell me how much of everything that Horace has?
Yes,
he-
I will give you
Muhammad
a
says-
more. Yes, I will give you a more detailed list for you later. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, because I asked guy, he said it was okay, y'all. I don't know what y'all. No, this.
That's fine. Hey, go
Um,
ahead. You murder hobo. That's fine. Keep everything.
Kane is actually going to take the gems into his room and start praying to Coralon again. And he's gonna not ask, he's telling Coralon that either Coralon takes them or Kane gives them back. Kane doesn't want it.
Doesn't want
Any of it.
the gifts and stuff.
He doesn't like gifts.
You feel a presence, and then it fades away. So, Robin, the biggest group of people is around the innkeeper, and he is basically trying to calm everyone down and get them to leave you guys alone. You guys are like celebrities.
What is this
Okay.
commotion going on? out
Robin's
there,
going
Robin?
to. Oh, Robin's going to get an email. Okay. Robin is going to walk right up to his counter and jump up onto his counter and turn to the people, and in his like loudest orator voice, he will as he gestures to the baskets of stuff, he will say, I know you mean well with these gifts, and I would be lying if I said I did not appreciate them. It is very kind, but your affections are horribly misplaced. Hang on. All right. Sorry, my computer was making weird noises in my ear.
Okay.
We are not worthy of these gifts, especially these. This is too much. You worked for these things. These are yours. You should give them to somebody who's worth it, not to us. We are just people, like any of you. We are nothing special. Well, I appreciate that you believe that we could be otherwise, but we're not. So please, take this back. It's very kind, but you need it much more than we do.
Okay. You hear a lot of well, yeah, I guess you don't hear it. You see a lot of disappointed faces. And everybody kind of disperses at that point.
Kane dismisses the spell and just nods to Robin.
Did they take any of the stuff?
No.
So, how were your guys' night?
I'm gonna look to Robin. I'm gonna look at Horace and go late, but fine. If they're not going to take anything, I'm going to take these offerings to the temple here in the city to Morden. There's a decent chance that it has a smaller shrine to the other goodly gods if it follows the same general concept of the temples of my homeland. And we can leave the offerings, where they belong, since they were wanting to. I'm assuming they gave them to us because for some reason they're putting us on a pedestal and I'm not comfortable on that pedestal, same as you. So I will leave these offerings to their deities since they seem to have no interest in taking them back. And the temple can do more good with it than anything else.
Kane looks at Jin after he says this, and he says, while I can agree that the temple can do more with it, not even the gods that we've talked to, the ones that these offerings are truly to, it doesn't seem like they want them either.
Yep, Muhammad said I can keep whatever they gave, and I'm going to use it to the fullest. So,
Brothers, why do you question the God's will? Why not ask the people why they gave us these gifts before you just assume that they gave them to us because they think we're gods?
no, they don't think we're
we
gods. They think we're representing the gods.
I do.
Exactly.
You represent your God, not theirs.
And believe me, unfortunately, the human tribe gods are not popular with the other races.
True.
They're not looked down upon, but they're not popular.
Well, these people that traveled with us left the Book of Anubis? How unpopular can he be?
But they're gods, Cass. They can do anything they want.
Just a magic book. It doesn't have to come from any particular person. Also,
Anubis is not a person. He is a god.
Whatever reason they had for leaving this with us, this is a lot of money.
Maybe it's to help us save this world. We do not know.
I do not feel comfortable taking things from people that left it for offerings because they seem to feel like we represent their deities, which none of us represent their deities.
But again, we are making assumptions. No one has asked. So is there anybody around?
Of course, the innkeeper's there.
Innkeeper. Why are these gifts here for us?
Well, first, I apologize. I was trying to keep everybody away, but, you know, I'm only one man. I'm not very well equipped to deal with...
Of course, we understand.
Oh, good. You see relief kind of come over him, and he says, well, the leader of Fireforge Citadel actually dropped these items off. He said that with the blessings of the gods with you, he was hoping that they would help you on your journey.
And Castiel will look to Jinsoku, Robin, and Kane and say, see, why question the gods? They want to help us with our journey, to help the gods.
Kane dismisses what Cass just said, and he looks at the innkeeper, because he noticed that the innkeeper had a facial expression of relief, right? And Kane looks at the innkeeper and he says, are you afraid of us?
He says, well, not really afraid of you, no. I don't think you would hurt me, really.
We have no reason to hurt you, friend. Why do you seem so relieved?
Well,
because he doesn't want the trouble.
I thought you would be upset I let someone disturb you. I do not wish to make you upset.
Look, mister, I'm sorry. Forgive me. What is your name?
That's a very good question. What is his name?
Innkeeper.
Innkeeper. Jack Frost.
Let's call him... Tomas.
Tomas. Okay. Kane says, alright, Tomas. Just as Robin had said before, while he stood up on your little island bar thing here, and Kane starts wiping dirt off the...
My shoes are clean, stop it.
Kane looks at Tomas and he says, We are normal people. Being disturbed in the middle of the night by random ass crazy people is not normal, but it happens. And if
I'm not
that's
sure
what
that I would call the
happens,
people crazy, but
well, I don't exactly want to call them religious fanatics.
Look, all right. If y'all don't want need other things, y'all can do what y'all want. But the people who gave this to us as a gift, that's honorable. They did it because they felt honored. I'm not gonna step on anybody's honor, so I will happily accept the things that was given to me.
My brother Horse
So
speaks the truth.
it feels wrong to say just to give it away, just to say you don't want it without thinking about how they felt.
Kane,
I'm learning to understand how people feel. You may assume that one thing, and I'm going to assume one other. But I'm going to accept what was given and use it for a greater purpose.
Kane looks to Horace and he says, "Look, if you feel this strongly about it, I'll take a quarter of the gems. But the rest I'll give to Jin to give to the temple."
I'm gonna stop and think. I'm stopping. I was like, so all of these things that were left to us by the leader of Fireforge Citadel, and not just random people.
Yes, that's what he said.
Yes.
Now, when we were traveling through the Citadel the day before, did everybody seem to be comfortable? Like there wasn't like a homeless problem or anything like that in the city, correct?
No, there's not. No. Fireforge Citadel takes very good care of their city.
All right. I'm gonna look and go. If this is not from random citizens giving us things because they believe that we're some kind of link to their deity, then although I am uncomfortable with it, I am willing to accept the gift. Although I do not know that we have earned this kind of a gift.
And let's show that we earn it. Let's make sure we earn everything that we got.
So I'll go ahead and keep my portion of the gift, I guess. And I'll give Kane back his half of the gems unless he wants me to keep them. I don't care either way.
I mean, and you could always, once I tell you what all's in the baskets, you could always, decide to place some of it at the altar if you like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to do that with mine.
So after seeing what's in them, I'll make more of decision as to better what to do with it. Honestly, but
I will make a full list of what all is in the baskets after the game.
Okay, that's fine.
You said there were fruits in the basket?
You have 3 baskets. So you have one basket that is like fruits and vegetables and things like that. Stuff from the surface. Like oranges and apples and pears, things like that.
Okay.
The other basket is the medallions of metal. And the other basket is gems. Jewels, whatever.
Kane takes an orange, he peels it, and tosses it at Nyx.
Okay. Nyx catches it and noms it down. Nom 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 nom.
Kane pats her on the head. Good kitty. She's like
I'll
3 foot
give
tall. Why is she meowing?
Hey, you said good kitty.
Quick question.
She's-
Been wondering this by now. How big is Mystic? It's been a while.
Mystic is actually a decent size. Mystic, did I? Yeah, she's probably about the size of a tabby cat. She's big enough to like drape across the back of your neck.
Yeah, I want to point out to you guys that it has been at least 1 year since we've left Halfling home. Because it is 6 months travel to Dead Isle from
Yeah, but
Halfling home.
it's 6 months travel to Dead Isle, but it wasn't 6 months back. It's only been a couple days.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So it's
Still,
been
we spent
6
a
months.
lot of time around. Jesus.
So it's been 6 months and a couple days.
Keep forgetting.
Well, and we
were
spent
power
maybe
walking.
like 7 months because we spent a while there before we actually
This is true,
went
yeah.
over to the island.
So yeah, probably about 7 months. He's right.
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys, what all are you?
I want to go ahead and head out as soon as possible because we already know Halfling Home is supposed to be coming into danger. So
Okay.
Times
So,
of the
go ahead.
I just said times of the urgency.
Okay. So you guys, know that something's gonna happen and you guys have to get there ASAP. So you guys collect your.
I'm sorry. Can I say one thing? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say before leaving, I would like to have a have a message or deliver it ourselves if possible to the leader of Fireforge in reference to uh, the dangers. No, the baskets or whatever that can be dealt with later. Urgency right now is not arguing diplomacy; it's the potential threat to Halfling Home.
Okay.
So I want to actually meeting with him would have a lot of pomp and circumstance. I want to avoid that. I want to have a message delivered to him from us, and I'll seal the message like the wax. I'll seal it with the necklace that I was given from Auric because that acts as a seal as well
Mm-hmm.
to help mark that I'm my status with the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
To have that delivered to the leader here at Fireforge.
Okay.
Maybe he can try and contact the other dwarven citadels for assistance,
Okay.
and then I'm good to go. Sorry.
Okay. So you guys do all of your gathering and you are getting ready to leave and you guys leave. No one gives you any trouble. No one tries to follow you really. They may follow you. Well, the freeds, some of them stay here. The ones that were dwarves stay here. And then the others follow you onward to Halfling Home. And if you want to fit them with equipment, that's fine.
I mean, is everybody okay with that? Or we wanting to just bring unequipped people, or do we want to go ahead?
We equipped them. We were giving them
Those-
money. We can equip these people if they want.
Those who
Absolutely.
want to fight, we equip.
Okay.
If they don't want to fight, we don't equip them and protect them.
Okay.
Robin had collected all of the names of all the refugees and
Okay.
where they're from, so he would make a point to find all of the dwarves and see if they were staying, and if they were, give them some money to make sure they can make their way home. This is not their home, that kind of thing.
Okay. And they thank you profusely. and they say that they can all make their way home much easier from here than Halfling home. And they thank you. They accept the money, but if you try and give them too much, they don't accept it.
It'd be like 5-10 gold.
Yeah, then they accept it, and they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you, and they move on.
Okay.
And so you guys travel through the underground tunnel toward Halfling home. And this is going to take you So this is going to take you approximately 19 days to get to Halfling home.
Castiel would keep Babu scouting ahead of the party.
Oh, wait. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. Sorry, it would take you about 10 days. My bad.
Along those 10 days, Horus will be trying to teach the slaves who don't know how to use a weapon the basic of using a weapon.
Okay.
Same thing. Gentle assist in that.
Okay. So, and they are happy to try and learn to use the weapons given to them.
Yeah, I'm guessing we got pretty simple weapons, so Robin can teach any of them how to use a crossbow.
Oh, I was gonna say spears and probably light crossbows are the most.
Yeah.
They make the most sense. The easiest to teach people how to use.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Also,
to be completely honest, we could have gotten like literally anything we wanted from that town.
Well, yeah, but what makes the most sense? We're arming essentially common peasants, right? So what makes the most sense would be something like leather armor, shields, spears, light crossbows.
Mm-hmm.
None of those take a whole lot of skill to use.
Just poke people.
All right, so you're teaching them how to use the weapons that you've given them, and they are happily trying to learn. Over the course of 10 days, they learn as much as they can, and they spend as much time as possible trying to learn, but they still only pretty much have the basics down by the time you guys get to Halfling home.
So in that case, after a couple of days, given Jen's experience in combat and upbringing with the military formations and such, would Jen recognize the fact that they're not going to be like individually ready?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, after that second day, I'm going to shift the training that I'm doing with them into trying to teach them a simple formation. The shield wall.
Turtle.
Okay.
I am teaching them the shield wall. That takes little skill. They stand there, point their shields out, and put their spears through them. they don't have to do nothing.
And stab it with the pointy end.
Exactly.
And Horace would if we need to get them to some experience, he would be their opponent every now and then, them versus Horace.
All right. So you're all helping them. Okay, so you're all helping them learn how to do the formation, and they seem to have it down pretty good by the time you reach Halfling home.
Good, because they need to just be the shield to protect those we save.
It would actually work good with Horse as an opponent because they can get used to receiving orders under stress from like Jen, while Horace was intimidating and charging their line.
Yeah, basically.
So
To
that
see if
works
they
really
can
well.
hold. Yeah, basically see if they can hold me back. See how much can they hold me back for?
Okay, so you guys make it to Halfling Home, and you walk into the town, and the town seems fine.
So it
We did
hasn't
get
begun.
here well ahead of what we thought was going to happen, didn't we?
Probably.
We had like a rough
Well-
timeline, if I remember right.
Yeah, Anubis said something was going to happen.
Yeah. The timeline of a god might be different than what we would think of because they're immortal.
Well, we should at least tell them whoever's in charge what's going on.
Let us inquire if anything weird has been going on, brothers. Looks like we have made it before the problem arrived.
Agreed. So once we get there, I'll ask Annie again if she wants to run fast, just in case danger comes up. That way, I'm carrying her and can get her to safety. Even though everything looks okay, I'm still wanting to be cautious.
She says, yes, I'd love to run fast again.
All right,
Feels
so I'm
like
going to have her.
flying.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and put her up on my shoulders and, run around some and make sure she stays there. That way, if anything looks bad, I can get her to safety and then come back and help everybody else since I'm the fastest.
Okay.
As we kind of approach the city, Robin will look to the party and say, "It doesn't seem like whatever is going to happen has happened yet.
When you're home?
How about some of y'all gather the
Hello.
elf, dwarf, and halfling leaders so we can tell them of your tell them of your
Almost.
dream vision, whatever it was, and I'll make sure all of these people find their way."
Just a second. There's a lot of background noise going on. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thought it was muted.
All right. Sorry, Robin, about that. I was just having a really hard time hearing you over the background. So you said some of us should gather the others, the dwarfs, elves, and halfling leaders so that we can say what happened.
Yeah, and I'll make sure all of the refugees find their way to homes, at least temporary ones for the ones that didn't live here.
Okay, while you're doing that, Robin, would you mind going to Annie's house and getting her father? I'm sure he's that he has waited more than long enough.
Yeah, I can take her to her house.
All right,
if you like.
I don't have an issue with that. I don't think she really needs to be there for the meeting. So yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and take Annie off my shoulders, give her like a little toss up in the air, catch her, and hand her to Robin and be like, "Now he's going to take you to see your daddy," and like tap her little nose.
She gets all excited about seeing her dad.
Alright then, I will go and get some of the leaders then.
All right, I'll go towards the. Do you want me to go to the elves or the dwarves? I'll go to either. I speak both languages.
I don't speak neither. I speak neither, so I think somebody else should go.
Yeah.
Castiel
if
can go to
Robin-
the dwarves. He speaks dwarvish.
Well, you guys come in through the dwarven stronghold.
No, yeah, we're on that side of the city.
Right over here. So
Yeah, dwarven stronghold.
Over here is the elven stronghold. I'm sure you guys remember this.
Yeah. Since I dealt with the elven ambassadors when we were here before to get us the horses, I can always go back and deal. I'll be the one that picks them up if everybody's okay with that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Since Robin's gathering people and Horst doesn't speak any languages except for Common and Draconic,
Common, Draconic, and Celestial, man. I got some languages.
Tane kind of pulls Horst with him to go see the halfling mayor.
Okay.
Cool. That's
Yeah. So basically, like, oh, well, like use the info I have to like the people that would have homes, make sure they can get there fine. But the ones who don't live here, which I assume there's a few
Hmm.
of, I would go to whoever would make sense for me to go to try and find them a safe place to be for a while.
Okay, that's not a problem. You can do that.
Okay, and take Annie home, of course.
Of course. So you find everybody a place. Of course, everybody's happy to see you back.
With our
And
giant army of humans, halflings, and dwarves.
word of your return spreads like wildfire. As you go, okay, English. Okay. So, taking Annie to her father is no difficult task. You know where he lives. So you take her there and, they're extremely happy to see each other, and it is a happy, happy reunion. And your father thanks you profusely, all the while crying and hugging his daughter. As you come out, you as everybody's moving around the town, you notice that more and more people are staring at you as you move about. Yes, all of you. And so who's talking to the dwarven leader?
Castiel, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I will talk to the dwarven leader.
Okay. So the dwarven leader, you go to see the dwarven leader, and the dwarven leader says, "Ah, you're back. How wonderful! I'm glad you're back and in one piece."
Yes, we too feel the same. I must get to the point. I have received a message from Anubis that there would be evil that attacks this beautiful place of yours. Has anything been going on since I've been gone?
He says, "No, no. Everything's been pretty quiet."
Anubis assured me, so we must be on the lookout for any strange dealings in the area.
He says, "Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree 100%. I don't know who this Anubis is. You said he was your god?
Yes, he is my god.
Then we must take this seriously. What would you have the dwarves do?"
Maybe do they patrol outside the town?
Well, halfling home is no small feat to try and patrol. I don't have enough dwarves here to patrol outside halfling home.
Maybe between you and the elves, we could get some patrols around the town, outside the town, to look for any suspicious activity.
He says, It's certainly a possibility.
I would recommend that. And especially if there's any strange, not just natural things, but any strange supernatural should be brought to our attention at once.
He says, of course.
Very well. I will go and set up a temple to Anubis so I may pray again and see if I can get further. But your help is appreciated. This is your town, but it is our home as well.
And he nods.
Well, thank you very much. I will go about my business. Sorry to be so straightforward with you, but you know we must get to these things.
Of course.
Do you have any ale?
He says, of course we have ale. How could
I
we
find
not?
it to be the drink of the gods. It is the most amazing drink I've ever had.
He says, on your way out, there is a small brewer. You're welcome to stop by him, and I'm sure he has some casks for you if you like.
Oh, that would be great. Then a cast, is that a lot? Like for my friends.
Like, for your friend?
For my friends. For my brothers. I want to
Ah.
bring some back.
And we all introduce Castiel, the alcoholic priest of Anubis.
Oh my god.
So he
It's okay.
says, a full barrel cask is 195 liters.
Oh, that will be plenty, I am sure. At least for Horace. And he just, has an expression of it was a joke. Sorry, my attempt at humor.
He chuckles a little bit.
Well, thank you. We will be in contact. And Castiel will walk out.
Okay.
We still
He'll
need to
go.
have a talk with Castiel that he doesn't actually have to explain his jokes. We haven't done that yet.
He'll stop and pick up a cast of ale to take back.
Full cask?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Full cask of ale is probably about 2 gold.
All right. So he'll pick that up and take it back. So
Okay.
the group will have some drink a little later.
Okay. So, those who went to the Elven Citadel?
That would be me.
Alright. What are you saying to the elves?
Greet them. I'll go ahead and talk to them in Elvish, out of respect. And, my friends, myself and my friends have returned with the greatest of tidings. Not only have we rescued Annie, but we rescued a large number of additional captives and brought an end to the slavers at their source, a Durgar clan that had made its home on an island and had captured the most amazing dragon named Sobek. And not long after that, we, my friend Castiel, the cleric to Anubis, received a message from Anubis that Halfling Home was in imminent danger. So we traveled here with utmost haste and I see nothing seems to be wrong right now, but I am worried. I don't see Anubis lying to Castiel about that danger. I don't suppose. Have you heard of anything or seen anything that was perhaps out of place or strange?
No. They are odd that you have gone through so much trouble. And they are honored that you have come to them for help. And they, who all was with you?
It's just me.
Oh, okay. So they say, well, far as I know, everything's quiet. We haven't heard of any strange things.
All right, I'm going to insight check. Hopefully this goes well. Does it look like the Elven Ambassador? I get the feeling I can trust him, right? Like he seems to be a good person, genuinely.
Yeah, he genuinely seems like a good person.
All right, I'm gonna ask for, if he doesn't mind, could I speak with him in private?
Of course. And he tells everyone to leave. And everyone leaves.
I'm gonna apologize for my...
He tells them to make sure they shut the door on the way out, and they do, and he looks to you and he says, yes?
I'll apologize for, asking for a private audience like that. And then I'll let him know what we found out about the secret keeper being behind everything.
He is going to frown, and he's going to say, secret keeper. That sounds vaguely familiar.
We're gonna nod, and that's what everybody that seems to have any idea about the name, it only can seem to vaguely remember it, which just makes us all more concerned about it, as I'm sure you understand. And I was wondering if I know that your numbers here in Halfling Home aren't great, but could you perhaps send out scouts into the forest? I don't know if you have anybody that can commune with nature or the animals. Well, Nissa's probably with me, actually, isn't she?
Yes, she would be with you.
I'm going to turn to Nissa and be like, if you wouldn't mind assisting and talking with the animals and seeing if they can patrol maybe 5 miles out of the city and then set up some form of relay system and perhaps talk with the dwarves about strengthening some defenses. The bridges around Halfling Home if they are not already rigged this way, can they be rigged to collapse?
I'm sure they could be, with a little bit of ingenuity.
The reason I ask is because if Halfling Home was attacked, there's no wall around the city, which I can understand it's the Halfling way, but the only choice of defense would be to collapse the bridges and hide everybody on the central island.
He says, we will see what we can do. We will speak to the dwarves and do our best to work something out.
All right, we're going to, of course, one of the other members of my group of friends, the halfling Robin, he took Annie back to her father. He's got a number of the refugees with him. The others, Kane and Horace, went to speak with the halfling leaders I don't know if they're going to want to call a meeting or not. So I don't know if you want to prepare for that kind of circumstance. And I'm sure you seem busy, so I'll go ahead and leave you with that. I'll take my leave. I thank you for giving me, the chance to report to you our findings.
He says, of course. Anything to help. Anything to help. He says, if you hear of any further news or learn anything new about this secret keeper, you're welcome to come to me with it.
I will tell him what we discovered about the marking on the body. The hand with the eye somewhere on the body.
Ah, yes, okay.
That's you. I'll go ahead and let him know that I can't remember which one of us it was that remembered that, but somebody in the group recalled that and relayed it to the rest of us. I'll relay it to him. That way, maybe he can make some discreet inquiries,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll take my leave with Nissa and go wherever she needs to go to start arranging some woodland assistance.
Alrighty. So, who went to the halflings?
Kane and Horace if he decides to follow.
He did.
Okay, so you go to the halflings, and the halflings look at you and they go, "Ah, you're back! How wonderful to see you so back. And why, that didn't take you long at all, only half a year. How'd you make it back so fast?"
Magic.
He says, "Ah, magic. Solves everything."
Typically, yes, it's quite a handy tool.
He says, "So, I'm already hearing the murmurings that you found Annie."
Yes, we found Annie. Another member of our group has taken her home. But we've actually stopped by to talk to you about something that's a bit more important.
Oh, well, what can I help you with?
And I'm just gonna say this, Horace, feel free to jump in. Not gonna stop you.
No, you're going good right now. Go ahead.
um, he says,
That was a save me comment. Sorry, go ahead.
I know.
uh, he says,
Let him flounder.
well, another member of our party, Castiel, has heard from his god telling us that there's something that's supposed to happen in Halfling Home, and it's not supposed to be good.
Oh, well, what can I do to help?
Honestly, I'm not the one that does tactics in our group. It's not my area of expertise.
True, it's not. You're more the hide, and I see what I find. Well, it's been a while since I did anything like this. If the threat is large, you want to make sure you have places where you can find shelter for massive amounts of people, because we don't know how large the threat is or where it will come from. So you might want to have scouts. You might want to enforce your defenses. Make sure you have actual defenses so you just don't get ran over. And make sure if you have soldiers of any type, make sure they're ready at all time, because we probably won't see them. And if we do see them, at least we're ready when they get here.
Of course, I will start making preparations as soon as possible.
Cool.
With that in mind, I have a lot to do. I should get going.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
I did the can cause I don't know what else I should tell.
Well, as we speak, Mr. Mayor, our friends Castiel and Jinsoku are currently talking to dwarves and the elves about also helping you set up defenses, as far as I'm aware. So, when you have the chance, I'd like to ask you to talk to the other racial leaders as well to get something set up.
Yes, of course. We will hold a meeting this evening. And we will come up with a plan to try to protect the city. Thank you for all of your help.
No problem. I was hired to do a job, so I did it.
Out of character, does anybody want us to ask anything else?
I don't know what to ask. I'm just the muscle, so most of the time.
If we're gonna have if there's gonna be a meeting this evening, then perhaps you can get us invited to said meeting.
I feel like that's already going to happen.
Kane
Well,
politely asks, well, for the meeting this evening, is it possible for our group to be there? Be present for it, at least.
Sure, I can make that arrangement.
I do appreciate it.
All right. If there's nothing else, I have preparations to make.
Nope, I can think of nothing else.
All right, you gentlemen have a nice day now. And he hustles off to go and start making arrangements.
All right,
Good luck, Mr. Mayor.
All right. So you guys are in Halfling Home with nothing to do. What would you like to do?
So as soon as I get everybody settled in, Robin is going to go straight for the orchard. Go straight home.
Okay. His parents are extremely happy to see him.
Oh
And
my
he'll
god, honey, it's Robin.
Pickle Robkins.
Oh, Robbie. Grandma, your grandson's here.
he'll start to kind of give them the abridged version of what all had happened.
Okay.
Horace will go scouting around because he has nothing to do.
Okay.
Because he asked if Lasana wants to come because he needs to back up, probably.
Luxana is happy to roam around the town with him.
Great.
For those of
Castiel
you
with
that don't know, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Castiel with permission of the mayor would go in a kind of remote part of the town to set up just a small altar to Anubis kind of thing, not a temple, but just a small altar structure.
Okay. And up here would be a good place for it.
Okay.
Or you could pick this one. But whichever.
Up at the top would be fine.
Okay. So, for those of you that don't know, because I don't think Horace was here, this
Nope.
and this are both inns. The other little buildings are shops and carts. And both inns are run by one family. This is the Halfling Guild House. this is the sheriff's station. And then these are halfling businesses. And then all of the little mounds out here are homes.
Understood.
Alright, so you have plenty of time to roam about and do things. As night comes and the day closes, you all find yourselves in one of the inns. You can take your pick which one. And you're all sitting in the tavern of the inn and talking. As you guys are talking, you are all interrupted by a astral person, essentially. Very see-through, very ghosty-like appearance. He's wearing robes. And he looks at you and he says, "You may have fouled up my plan. But that
Who is
doesn't
this?
mean... Who do you think this is? How dare you ask me such a question?"
What do you mean? I serve Anubis. You're not Anubis. Who are you?
He says, "You may have fouled up my plan, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it at any cost."
And that's why you've been such a drama queen.
I'm going to look at it and go, big words for somebody so small that they have to hide in the shadows.
Caden goes, yeah, you repeated the part about us foiling your plan. I don't give a fuck. Why are you here?
We're dicks.
He says, "Okay." He says, "Just see what I do next." And then he disappears.
Close his
So,
eyes. If I can't see it, it wasn't real.
so something's about to happen. So, shall we get ready?
Would Castiel recognize this person or thing
Any of
as
us,
a cleric?
actually.
Probably not. Actually, roll an insight check.
Can any of us do this, or is it just him?
Nope, just him.
11.
He seems... There is something very vaguely familiar about this creature. Or about this person. Now, roll me a straight wisdom save.
Who?
Okay.
You forget everything again.
12.
You forget
Damn, I got good
everything
wisdom.
again.
Oh, damn it. I called it.
Are you for real?
Yep.
Like, literally everything?
He knows... Basically, the only thing he knows is who the party is. That's it.
Kane looks over and he goes, Alita.
He doesn't know
Wow.
Alita.
No, that's
What
just
just
it.
happened?
Alita?
We don't know he lost his memories yet, guys.
Sure don't.
That's true. Yeah. Never mind.
So Castiel will look at the party and say, "So, are we going to take care of this problem? Are we going to leave and go do this?"
Leave and go. Castiel, we just got back. There's nothing to leave and go do, my friend.
I do not understand. We have not gone anywhere.
Castiel, we just got back from a 7-month journey.
7 months ago, I woke up on a battlefield. I wasn't with you guys. What do you say?
Yep.
Of course. Horus.
Or is this?
So, Kane and Jen. Kane thinks he's lost his memory again. Jen is like, oh, fuck.
Kane looks over to Jin for confirmation. It looks like he figured it out.
I'm gonna like stand up and put like both of my hands on one hand on each shoulder for Castiel, so that I'm looking him like straight on, like, Castiel, my friend. I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to be hard to believe, but you trust me, right?
Of course, Jinsoku.
You have lost your memories again.
I had memories.
Yes. We have been adventuring for 7 months. We have since left Halfling Home, traveled through the Dwarven tunnels to Keghammer, gone from there through a Fey forest to the Isle of the Dead, freed the slaves, killed their Durgar slave masters, freed the dragon Sobek, traveled back in the company of gods, and are now back in Halfling Home. We also rescued your wife from drow slavers.
I have a wife?
Yes, I'm gonna at that point I'm gonna kind of like pull Alita gently like towards, and be like, Alita, if you could help, Castiel, this is Alita.
Castiel just sheepishly looks at Alita.
Alita, like, looks at him and she says, Castiel, are you okay?
I thought I was, but Jinsoku says we've traveled and fought, found you, and came back. I don't remember leaving. I'm sorry.
Kane looks at Cass and he says, here, let's try something different. Think the word babu. Don't say it. Think it.
Okay. So Castiel thinks the word babu.
Babu pops up in front of your face. Yes, master.
No! Who are you?
I'm going like, oh, sorry.
Babu gives you a funny look and he says, what do you mean, who am I? Have you lost your memory again, master?
It seems so, because I don't know who you are. And how you knew to come, just because I thought your name.
Robin will open up reach into his backpack and pull out one of the many books in there. The one that contains all of the stories that he's written about our adventures from the beginning till now.
Okay.
And he'll walk over and hand it to Cass and Alita and say, here, maybe this will help.
Okay.
Oh. Thank you. And Castiel's poking at Babu, like, are you real?
Kane leans over to Jin and whispers in his ear, I think I think Nissa can do the same thing that Cass does when he's drunk.
What do you think?
I've seen her do it she did it on Horus.
Perhaps. I can see if that helps. I'm going to look at it and go, Nissa, do you know of any way that perhaps his memories may be restored? If this is a sickness?
Nissa looks at Castiel and she says, I don't know. I can try.
If you don't mind trying that, then I'm going to look around and go, Akarui. That's my little dragon.
Your little dragon appears around your neck. Yes?
Castiel jumps back. Whoa!
Like, it's
What
fine,
is
Castiel.
this madness?
This is Akarui. This is the guardian of my family. All right, Akarui, in all of your time traveling with my ancestors. Have you ever heard of anything similar to what is happening to Castiel?
She says, yes, but just one time.
You have. What was it?
A powerful magical being cast a forgetful spell on another.
Like a curse?
Yes, like a curse.
But what would have triggered the curse here? We were all just having fun, and then that specter.
Kane goes, oh, shit.
Either of those high enough for me to put 2 and 2 together?
Does it help that I am capable of learning the modify memory spell? I don't know it, but it's on my list and of a level I can cast. So I might know at least something about that kind of magic.
And also out of character.
Well, Kane seems to know.
Castiel now has the Greater Restoration spell.
Oh, shit.
So, Kane, when Akarui speaks about this, you somewhere in your catacomb of the mind, you seem to find this information, and you know that a necromancer placed a forgetting spell on a cleric some 100 years ago. You're not sure exactly how many hundreds of years ago, but hundreds of years ago.
Kane looks at Cass and he goes, oh my god.
Yes, what?
Why didn't I think? Cass, your lifespan is absolutely incredible. And he looks over at Robin and he goes, Robin, what did the thing you did to stop him from casting? How did you do it? When he was drunk.
Did I? Oh, the counter spell?
Yeah.
What? How that? From what I understand, it disrupts the energy of the spell as he's trying to release it. I don't know that it would affect a spell that's already been cast.
Kane says, no, the one that you have, no, it wouldn't affect it. We need something stronger, but of this similar way. Something like it. Stronger. That would affect something in the past. I don't know what it would be.
Well,
perhaps one of you knows.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Castiel isn't a single. If I'm wrong, my friend, but you haven't had a single lifespan. Isn't this correct, Alita? He has died and been brought back. Correct?
Yes.
So it's not.
Yeah, Alita's saying yes. This is correct.
So it's not that he has an unusually long lifespan. It's that he keeps being brought back to serve a purpose.
But out of character, no one really would know how that worked. We're all speculating. So
yeah.
And Kane goes, that's an even better point. Cass, you said you were brought back by Anubis?
Yes. 7 months ago, I remember well. He gave me this fine weapon to reap.
I'm going to look at him and go, you mean 14 months ago, my friend?
Yes, Jinsoko, I trust you.
Kane looks over to Horace and he goes, Horace, I can try myself, but you probably have a better perspective on this. Try to talk to Anubis. See if he can do anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
Once again,
Do I smell smoke coming from Horace's headset?
once again, it is Horace that is put to the task of talking to someone.
Get wrecked. I will force you to roleplay, boy.
You
God
are
damn it,
quite
you.
a big fellow, Horace.
Yes,
I
yes.
understand we are the same tribe.
Yes, I'm a follower of Montu, but hold on a second. Horace gets down on one knee and tries to pray to Anubis. Can you roll it for me? Because I'm in the middle of relocating.
Kane, I would like to give him the help action.
What are you going to cheer him on while he prays?
Yes, help me pray harder.
In the back behind Horace, you hear, Om. Om.
God damn it.
Minor illusions, Jackal.
Castiel say, "Rise, need my blessing. You follow another god. Why are you on your knee?"
Sorry, I'm in the middle of praying, so can someone can you roll it for me,
my
Jim?
apologies. My
Yes,
apologies.
I'm gonna roll it for you. Give me a second. And it's what is it?
Religion, I guess.
Roll the
Let me know
16.
what I roll. Oh, interesting.
All right, so you pray to Anubis, and Anubis answers, and he says, "Do not fear. Castiel is fine. It will just take him some time to regain himself."
Ooh, all right. Because Horace wanted, because Horace normal comment was say, "Can you give me a time span?" But he think that's a little disrespectful. Just okay. Trying to do this like Horace. My lord, may you tell me how long you think it will take?
This curse, and yes, he does use that phrase, this curse will not be broken until he destroys its origin.
Interesting. Thank you for telling me this. I will make sure to keep him out of trouble.
Silence.
Ooh, once he's done, Horace gets up and say, "All right, if you want to get rid of his curse, he has to kill the origin, the person who gave him the curse."
Kane goes, "What? It's a curse?"
Yes, and not a curse that most likely can be broken by a spell. You gotta kill the origin of the one who cursed him.
I'm gonna look over at Kane and go, "Oh, Kane, it looks like you and Castiel are curse buddies now."
What do you mean, Jinsoku?
Castiel, my friend, apparently, as Horace just said, you're cursed, and you'll lose your memories until we can destroy the origin of this curse. Is there a check I can make to kind of relate the fact that he didn't lose his memories until the specter of what I'm assuming is the secret keeper disappeared?
Sure. Perception or perception.
And then, is there a check that I can make where Kane could remember almost exactly what the astral figure looked like?
Yep, you can put that together.
All right, so I'm going to go, and I also find it rather convenient that his memories didn't vanish until after the specter of the secret keeper, I'm assuming that's who that was, vanished after threatening us?
So, Kane, if you want to do that, give me a perception.
And
Yep.
maybe, but I mean, I can't speak for you, but my attention was definitely not on Castiel while it was here, and it's not like he gave much outward sign that his memory had changed. It may have disappeared as soon as the thing showed up. It wasn't exactly here for long.
But what I'm saying is it surprising to anybody that his memory was fine, or doesn't it seem odd that his memory was fine until this whole incident with that specter?
Oh yeah, I mean that certainly did cause it.
Perhaps,
or at least it triggered something that was already active.
Look, let's think about it like this. The dude is called the Secret Keeper. What if somebody
Allegedly.
like Castiel finds out who he really was? What's the best way to make him forget? Curse his ass.
Castiel stands up. Wait, all of you, wait. I just can't comprehend what is going on here. Curses, Secret Keeper, more memories. This is too much for me. I just can't. I can't comprehend it. And he just walks out.
I'm gonna look at Alita and go, Alita, perhaps the book that he gained from the gods would help to calm him. Perhaps if you show it to him, he may not remember having it.
She's going to nod, pick up the book, and run after Castiel in order to give it to him.
Okay, Castiel says, "And where did you get the book?"
She explains that it was a gift to you from the gods.
A fine book this is. Maybe some answers will be in this book. I will go off and read. Thank you, my good woman. And he just walks off like he doesn't know her.
Okay.
Takes the book and is going to go read the book.
Okay.
You also have my book.
Oh, yeah, and your book.
Okay. So, at this point, what is it? Is there anything else you guys want to do?
About what time is it?
It's probably getting pretty late by this time. Oh, let me describe this guy real quick for Kane. He is short, probably about 3 foot. He's wearing robes. You're not exactly sure what color due to the style in which you saw him. But he had his hood up so you couldn't really see his face. Very much dark wizard.
Can I make like any checks because of Kane's travels to see if he's heard any stories or super prophetic things about Mr. Man in the Black?
You're welcome to try.
What do you want me to roll?
History.
Ooh, +1.
Okay, so again, you've heard about the Secret Keeper. You've heard tale that, he's some big bad necromancer, but that's pretty much about it.
Sorry, you called him the Man in Black.
Oh my god. Um. So Kane takes his amulet, that Corhalon gave him,
Mm-hmm.
and basically asks Corhalon to help.
And Corlon gives you the same answer. The only way to break the curse is to kill the source.
Kane says, "Okay, but we understand that part. Do you have any idea where he could possibly be? Or she? I don't want to offend anyone yet.
Uh, he is not one of my children. I cannot help you.
Do you know whose child he is?"
Mm, you could ask Yondala.
Thank you, Corhalon. And Kane lets go of his amulet and says, "Robin, Coralon says to ask Yandala."
Says to ask who?
That one of the halfling gods, Yandala, the one that was traveling with us, Dolly.
Uh, I mean, he'll reach into his bag and pull out the amulet and kind of hold it out towards Kaylin. Like, I mean, you're free to try if you want. That's not really my thing.
Have it be as you may, Robin. I understand where you're coming from. And Kane takes the amulet and asks Yandala basically the same questions, except for he asks her if she can help in any way or give us any information on him and whatnot.
She says that he was once a follower of her when he was very young, but now he is not, and he is out of her purview now, and that she wishes that she could help him and you all, but she's not sure that she can, and that the only way to break the curse is to either kill the source, kill the origin, which is the caster, or to find another way to break it. She says there's always more than one way to break something.
Kane says, "Thank you, Dolly." And he hands the amulet back to
Be
Robin.
clear, she was saying the secret keeper dude was the follower of her, not Castiel.
Yes.
Okay.
Kane relays information to everybody just in case they couldn't hear it.
So he was a halfling, or is a halfling.
It sure seems like that.
I don't know how well that descriptor holds up. He seems to have been alive for quite a while.
He didn't seem stocky enough to be a dwarf, to be honest.
Well, we believe him to be affiliated with necromancy. Could that affect his lifespan?
Yeah, that's generally one of the main motivators for necromancers. Conquering death.
Well, we have a lead, and I believe that we're all exhausted. Perhaps it would be best if we rested for the night and came back at the problem with fresh minds.
All right then.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree with him. I want to get this taken care of as soon as possible, but we do need a rest.
I'm sorry, Kane. I can't hear you, man. You're coming way quiet.
He agreed and went to bed.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right, so at this point, you guys, the next part of this session is going to take much longer than we have left. So I'm calling it here for tonight. All of you get rest, and I will see you all next week for a nice big session. Okay?
All right.
Yes.
Sweet.
Plot twist: the bad guy's a halfling. Awesome. I don't think I've ever seen an evil halfling.
I mean, there aren't
Oh.
that many races in this world. It was kind of a coin flip.
Yeah, but still, halfling is not like when you're making an evil villain, you don't go like halfling. Yeah, that's a really good evil race.
Yeah, when they're mad, they look kind of like angry Christmas elves.
No, that gives me more time to figure out what magical secrets I want.
All of them?
So I get 2 spells up to 5th level at
Oh,
level
Well-
10, and
what?
that's a lot of spells to think about.
Well, I will say this. Just a little bit of a spoiler for everybody. I do have a fight planned for next session.
Oh, I knew. I know.
Yeah, we know.
So,
Yeah, that typically happens when we have a nothing but roleplay session. There's about to be a nothing but fighting session.
Also, when you give 2 players brand new magic weapons and also have the big bad guy just kind of appear and threaten the party. Yeah.
And nothing
Oh.
away.
I want to point out that I totally, without even thinking about it, made a crack about the guy being little.
Yeah, we were dicks to him. We just
I
being
totally
dicks.
said big words for somebody so small that they have to hide in the shadows, and I didn't even think about the fact that apparently it's a halfling. Oh, I totally made a
You're
short
just
joke.
accidentally racist.
I didn't even mean to make a short joke.
Robin's mad at you now.
Robin's not mad. Halflings are used to it.
all right, everybody. Good session.
It was.
It was. All right. Yep. I hope all of our viewers had fun listening to our antics. We'll be here. I'll stream again next week if you want to tune in then. All right. I'll talk to everybody later. And we're out.
Adios.
Peace out.